Screw this fat ogre. He looks like he looks like your mom. I hate Shrek. I hate his brand. I hate his fat head and his ugly wife. And now I'm playing a racing game? Screw this. I'm playing as Donkey.
Also, like, her voice actor, I think, is the only good one. Look at that dragon. Look at that dragon.
Oh god. I've made a mistake. Welcome to the Shrek racing game where your favorite talking mammal rides his wife in the local F1 tournament. I'm talking about Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, spelled like this. Why? This PS2 game was a cult classic and is one of the best racing games compared to Mario Kart. Oh, sorry, never mind, wrong game. Here it is. Garbage game, 4 out of 10, bad controls. I want Donkey to ride me instead of that drag. I think we'll need to take a better look to see what's actually going on here. This game was made by Toros Games. Oh god! That's so loud. Known for their work on Paw Patrol and Battle Crashers and Ben 10. So they seem like they continue to make games like this. There is no sales data on the project, and I hate how sometimes these sales numbers are never recorded or released. It should be public knowledge. So how much did this game make? Well, that is not a clear-cut answer, little Jimmy. If you try to search for anything about Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, you will find nothing. But you're not watching the average YouTube channel. I do my research, and here is how I calculate the income. First thing to figure out is the number of copies sold. Without this, we literally have nothing. Searching it up didn't work. Neither did using the Wayback Machine. But I was exploring the homepage of the Toros Games Company and noticed the About Me section. And right here in the corner of the page is our answer. 1 million copies sold, baby. Now, I wasn't satisfied with this number. 1 million and what? So I emailed them, and their response was that the game reached 1 million. I'm glad they answered, but that wasn't much help. Next was to figure out the exact cost of the game, and just like copies sold, this was a nightmare to find. After doing some very narrow keyword searches, I found an Activision report describing the game, and right here it says $30. Okay, so we have the copies and the cost. If we times these together, we get around 30 million. Now, I know this is not an exact number, but that's what we're going for. Now, these games have costs. The average cost for a PS2 game is around 5 to 10 million. This game probably had a middle budget with IPs and stuff, so we'll say 7 million. That still leaves us with 23 million. Take 3 million off for unexpected expenses and in case my math was off, and we have a total of $20 million made. Not exact, of course. Now, I'm not even going to bother going into dev details since I'm not going to find anything. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. And boy, where do I begin? Should I start with the compliments or the hurtful words? Let's start with the menus and work our way out. The game has many characters, maps, and modes, except one of those is a lie. The characters are all here from the Shrek universe. Onion, Dragon Tamer, and a Dementor? All of these characters have their own mechanics and rides. In the IGN review for the game, and yes, I keep bringing up their whack-ass reviews since they cover every game, they state that these mounts make no sense. Excuse me? You don't think this snail will make a great big snail? What is that? Why does it look like it's on drugs? So maybe some of these are weird, but what could they do? What do you want Shrek to ride on? An onion? I mean, that could work. Some characters have good rides like Gingy or Donkey, but the others can be weird. Though unlike IGN, I'm not taking out points for that. It must have been hard enough to just come up with these rides in the first place. Now, I mentioned the carts have stats, and they do, but they aren't stated. I'm not sure why, like that's a really weird thing to do, but it's really noticeable when Gingy is just slower than everyone else. Although that doesn't matter when the AI stops and speeds up for you. Unlike in Mario Kart where you can speed past every slow child, the AI will speed up and slow down. I'm not always bothered by this though. Mario Kart can be extremely boring if you're first. Now, I mentioned modes earlier. Yeah, there are like 2, so you may see 4 here, but this is literally just like one mode. Tournament plays all maps without breaks. Cups plays 3 maps without breaks. Free play is just racing on a map, and time trial is racing with friends on a map. So in this game you can, let's see, you can race. There is a battle mode, but you need a friend to play it. Imagine calling up a buddy to play Shrek Racing. But let's talk about something really good that this game gets right. The maps. These are big, long, and offer some really cool scenes and transitions. You can fly in a tornado and get chased by ghosts. And there's a pretty big selection of them too. But one of the best parts is the wall. Strange, I know, but wait till we get to the actual racing part. Overall, this seems to be a little confused on what it wants to be, but the maps are straight on point. Let's talk racing and items. Just like every Mario Kart clone, you have items, and lots of them. You have the red shell, you have the red shell, you have the banana, you have the banana, you have the banana. These items are all the same damn thing! And they thought they could get this past me. Some items are actually unique, like the crop duster or the speed boost that's more like an actual thruster than a mushroom. But here's when the fun stops. There is one item so sacred, I dare not say its name. Nah, I'm kidding, it's this stupid ice thing. Wait, that sounds normal. Did I forget to mention it affects everyone on the entire map? Oh, and it stops items and boosts? There's more. When frozen, you don't get unfrozen until you hit something. So if you're off a cliff, there's no stopping. And finally, this item can be acquired at first place. Oh, I got the freeze. You can get the freeze in first place. That is so unfair. This is the equivalent of getting a blue shell, but the blue shell splits into 8 blue shells and hits everyone behind you. Who the hell balanced this? These items feel like rip-offs, and that's so weird for something that should be easy. Some of them are nice though, like the beanstalk. I like it. You know what I don't like? Hitting someone with a bird and nothing happening. When you actually hit someone with these items, they just spin like an inch. They don't stop moving like in Mario Kart. So hitting someone right before the end, they're still fine. And finally, the racing. The game actually controls well. I like racing. It's fluid and fun. You can't drift or do any of the cool and relaxing techniques from the other games, but you get to take corners really fun. And the walls are rideable, like in a racing game where you can hug the wall and wall ride. And that's really fun. The speed in the game is also really insane. You are like Sonic in this title. Once you hit a speed boost or get in, you are out of there. Or more likely into a wall. But that's what makes it fun! You also have the ability to melee, but I didn't use as much, and when I did to win a round, I didn't record it. Figures. Okay, so that's the review for Shrek Crash Racing. It's a game with a lot of problems, like the name, but I don't hate it. To be fair, I rarely hate games except Mafia 2, that game I hate, with good maps, good racing, and good characters. Does this game hold up well? No, it does not. The graphics are bad, the rides are weird, the characters have stats that don't say, the items are whack. There is one mode, and it's Shrek. But where I do hold some power is on my score, and I'm going to give Shrek Smash and Crash Racing a 5.3 out of 10. Take that, IGN. What? What does that do? What does that have to do with Shrek? Why does Shrek have a driving license? Dude, I don't want to play Donkey anymore. He's starting to scare me.